Hello, Lucky Girls, and welcome back to another episode of the Lucky Girls Social Podcast. I am so insanely excited to introduce you today to Maddie, who is an incredible client of ours inside of the Charm Collective coaching program. Guys, get ready because she is absolutely incredible. The business that she has built is insane, and I'm so excited to share your magic with everyone today, Maddie.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Lucy.
Welcome. So give us a background. Tell us, where are you from? How long have you been in marketing? When did you launch your own business? All the good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I am originally from Colorado, but moved to Arizona to go to school. And I started my business last year officially. I was doing a little bit of freelance stuff while I was in college, and it was so eye-opening to kind of see the potential that could come from the space. And so I ended up starting my business after college. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I got a degree in sustainability and I loved learning about it. But the hardest thing was figuring out a career that wasn't a 9 to 5, that kind of world. Both of my parents are entrepreneurs, so it was a lifestyle that I already was able to see and admire. And so I was like, I think I kind of want to go that route and have that, it's like you're an entrepreneur, so you're working 24/7, but you also get to choose your schedule and there's a lot more freedom in it. An easy path by any means, but definitely a financially free and time freedom that allows you to do a lot more things, like work from Hawaii for the month. So yes, I am currently in Hawaii running my business. So that's been so amazing. It's always been a goal of mine to live on a coast because I came from Colorado, mountains, landlocked, moved to Arizona, desert city. It was so fun. And I'm like, well, what if I like the beach and the low life? I'm not sure, but I don't know until I experience it. And I'm delusional enough to just like try it.
I totally picture you as a coast girl. You are absolutely giving me all the beach girl vibes.
Yeah.
I love it. So I don't think I knew this about you. Straight out of college, you launched your own marketing business.
Yeah. So I've actually never had like a normal 9 to 5 career. And it's crazy because I'm like, that means I literally can't fail because I don't even know what that's like to go do that. And so it's like, I can't choose any other life. It's just, this is what I'm going to do now. Yeah. This is it. I gotta figure it out.
I love that. I think you should be so proud of yourself for being so young and what you've been able to create out of a year out of college is insane. So tell us a little bit about your journey. So you were freelancing in college, you graduated, you decided you wanted to go all in. And how quickly did you land a client? Like, tell us everything.
So my very first client was kind of by accident. Like I said, I was studying sustainability and I was working for a company at the time where we would do this thing called Field Trip Fridays, and we would go and highlight all this different sustainable companies around the Phoenix area. And through that, we started filming videos and creating content to promote these amazing missions that all these businesses had. I met my first client through that because I'll never forget it. She asked me, the person who was showing us around, who was like the tour guide, she asked me, what is your dream job in sustainability? And that, I was like, of course everyone's asked me, what are you going to do after college? What's the job market like? But when she asked me that in that moment, I really thought about it. And I was like, honestly, I love doing what I'm doing right now and helping all of these sustainable brands share their mission. And there's a huge gap in that space of, you can't just say it's good for the environment or whatever to get people on board. You have to add value to whatever your product, service that you're selling. So yes, it is better for the environment, but there's also way more to it. It's more economical. You can save money. It's a better product, a better way of doing things. And
Healthier.
it's healthier. If you can give people that perspective change, that's when they'll buy into whatever mission that you're trying to accomplish. So that's when I was like, I want to do that. I want to help people share their story pretty much. I didn't know what it was going to turn into because at the time I did not start my business. I was just that's how they found me, and they actually gave me the first opportunity of doing digital marketing for them on the side while I was in college. So it was like a whole side hustle situation.
So
And I
cool.
learned everything like through that on the job, in the chat boxes with the, employees. I spent hours on them just trying to learn and figure things out.
I love that so much. I think since we first met you, you've been so connected to the impact that your business has on the world. And I think that is so powerful. I just know that you believe in it so much. And I share that as well. And I think it is so important because you can have an incredible product and it can save the environment and it can make people healthier and it can do all of these incredible things. If you don't know how to get the word out about it, it's never going to be successful and it's never going to make the impact that you want to have with it. So your role is so insanely crucial to these businesses that are impact driven.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to be able to support you.
And I also think there's such an important storyline to these brands and these businesses that you want to work with, where you can have shared values. And I think that has become a really nice way to create cult following and raving fans for your business. Because like when you're all coming together to support this mission together, it makes your brand so freaking strong. So I know that you're so good at sharing that story and creating those raving fans as well.
Yeah, like you said, or like the storytelling is something I always tell all of my clients. I'm like, that is how people resonate with your brand. It's going to tell them who you are, why you're doing what you're doing. And that's like when you really do create the raving fans, the people who like want to support your mission until like the end of the world. They're like so obsessed because it's just such a good story and a good mission.
Maddie, saving the planet one client at a time. I love it.
When I started doing this, I had this whole imposter syndrome moment because I'm like, I'm marketing and I'm just making all these people like more money. And like, I'm like, oh, that does not feel good. Like when you think about all the important people in the world, like all of the like service workers, the first responders, like all these like crucial positions, like that was an eye-opening moment too for me where I was like, I don't want to just post videos online and that be my job. Like I want to like make an impact. So that was always something I knew from the start of when I did create this business that that was gonna be my mission.
I love it so much. I think it's so powerful. And so fast forward how many months you came across the Charm Collective. Tell us what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So like everybody else in this community, most likely, not everyone, but I got targeted by the ads. I didn't know what I was doing. Then I saw your messaging, which was like, take your business, like get a 6-figure business, like take your business from to a 10K month and you'll have a 6-figure business. And I'm like, wow, that would be amazing. 6 figures has always been, that buzzword like everyone wants to make. And I'm like, if I could have a 6-figure business, that would be awesome. And so I kind of just started stalking you. I joined the Facebook group and learned more about what the program was and learning from all the other women in the community. That was where it first hit me, where I was like, there's so much support here. People with so much knowledge in the community, just in the Facebook group, that I was like, wow, I can actually learn a lot here. And started kind of interacting that way. And then I got on a call with Emma and we went through the whole program and I was so in. And I say that, but I actually ended up not signing originally because
why?
I know. Everyone has their story, but it was like, at the time I didn't know much. I had one client, but they were paying the bills. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, but these women have taken girls from where I am to 10K. And if other girls can do it, like I can do it. Like I've always been just a super driven person and like, again, like I said, delusional enough to know like
Same.
I'm going to figure it out one way or another. And so I'm like, I know if I join, like I can do this. But like I said earlier as well, my parents are both entrepreneurs. I was talking to them, like trying to get their way in on it. And they've always done their own, like build it from the ground up, pull the bootstraps up and, do it on your own. And how much more rewarding is that, right? They kind of had that mindset. And so I was like, you know what? You're right. Like I haven't even tried to build this business on my own. Like I can do this on my own. And then 6 months later, I made no progress. I was going through the post-college, like, what is my life? Do I even like it? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Like, I didn't go to school for this, like all of those doubts. And I think it came up again somewhere. And I before I was even on the call with Emma again for the second time, I already made my decision. I was like, I'm doing this. I want, like, it's almost like the Disney Fast Pass. If you can pay to skip the line and someone who knows exactly where you are and exactly where you want to go, like having a mentor to just literally give you the blueprint roadmap on how to get there, it's like, why wouldn't you just go that route? And like, why do you want to work so hard and learn all the mistakes that someone else has already learned to get where you are? And you're still going to learn lessons along the way. I've grown like so insanely much over the past year just through the entrepreneurship journey. Just because you get into mentorship doesn't mean they're going to wave a magic wand, and you still have to do the work to like implement all of the solutions, but it at least gives you that support system, that direction. And that's really what was missing for me before in that 6 months that I was like, I'm going to do something.
I got this. I love that. I could just picture like a flash forward of the same spot. And I think that's so true. Like, everyone was so hyper masculine when I started back in 2017, and I didn't resonate with that. So I would like, didn't have any mentors. And the space of social media marketing was so new. Like, nobody knew how big it was going to get. I learned the hard way and the slow way. Like, it took me so much longer. I see how quickly the women in the community are getting the results. Definitely the Disney Fast Pass, right? Where it took me months and months, if not years, to get there. Skip the line. You better believe I'm skipping the line. And I always know that I am going to be like my best investment because I'm going to put in the work. And it doesn't work if you don't put in the work. So tell me, so you joined, you're like, I already know. I love that you had that self-awareness. You joined, you had one client. What happened when you joined?
The one client, and then I got in the space that I like, and around the time I joined, I got a second client that was just a social media package. I like to do full service digital marketing, so a little bit of website, a little bit of email, social media for sure, but a little bit of everything.
We like to be in control. We're driver's seat girlies.
I am like, it's our social strategy is 10 out of 10, but the website sucks. Like, that's not going to work for me because it's taken away from my social media strategy. So if I can have a little hand in all of them, I know the cohesiveness of the strategy is going to work a lot better. But with that being said, I had my first social media client only. And then after I joined, the first month, upsold them to a full service package. So like more than tripling the revenue with that specific client. And that was amazing. And it gave me the confidence to upsell my original client. And so I think after like 2 months of being in the program, I had my 10K month of right under 10K or somewhere like that was very close to it of 2 full service clients. So making that with 2 clients, which is like amazing for me.
Do you remember what your revenue was about when you started?
Yeah. So when I started, the original client that I had wanted to make sure if I took this position full time after college, it was going to pay the bills. And at the time, paying the bills for me was $3,500. And so I was like, that gives me enough of like fun money, expenses, stuff to save. Like, and I was like, 3,500, like that's great. Like I will be so happy with that if I could have that. So I was like, that was like amazing to me, which is so crazy to think about where I am now of like that number.
And then we're like, no. If you get paid more, it doesn't mean other people are going to get paid less. So.
Like when you do have more income, you do have more power to choose what you do with that. And I think that's a common misconception about money in general. People are like, you have more money, but it's like, no, like when you have more money, you get to make more decisions and you get to put that money into things that you think will help the world or whatever you want, whatever idea that you want it to be.
Always remember from a Tony Robbins event that I went to, he's like, you can make such a bigger impact if you were wildly wealthy. You could build the orphanage if that's what you want. You could do all of these social causes that you find so important, and you can support so many more people rather than if you stay small and you don't live up to your full potential. And that has stuck with me forever. So I love that you said that. So what's been your highest revenue month?
Since joining, after I think like 4 months, I hit a 17K month. That's my highest. Yeah.
So crazy.
Great.
I love it. And I think you do such a good job of being able to hit those numbers while only having to have a handful of clients, right? Like you weren't working with 17 clients to make some K, which I think is a trap that a lot of other freelancers and agency owners fall into.
Yeah. I have 4 clients currently. And so
amazing. What's next for you? Tell us, what's your vision? Where are we headed?
I have a crazy vision. I hope
I
it's
love
like,
crazy.
I think like, so I did do the North Star Vision, and I obviously want to be just wildly successful in this space. But what I really hope for my agency is that I can become the number one like digital marketing, full service digital marketing agency for mission driven businesses. So nonprofits, B Corps, like impact driven for profits, like that would be my ultimate dream.
Not
I want to,
crazy.
yeah, it's so exciting to think about. But I would like to start an internship program alongside that within my agency where I can connect like college students to nonprofits, because that's exactly how I started, was with a nonprofit. And nonprofits don't have like a huge budget, of course, because they need their money to go towards their impact. And college students want to have experience. So if I could set up a program or I'm mentoring just college students, and the nonprofit gets like high level agency work from this intern. This intern gets the experience of that, and then potentially a job offer by the end of it. Like that would be also just like another really cool program that I would like to start within my agency once I
Love
get more
it.
established. I'm only 1 year in, so
Hi,
baby this.
business owner. I think a lot of people would look and hear how much money you're making and have made and be like, my gosh, is a dream. And when you hit 17K months, like what does your profit margin look like? Can we talk about like your business budget at all?
Yes, that is a great question because bookkeeping is something that I've gotten a lot more into. But I have two team members, so they're not full time, but they do like part time things. My profit margin is, I don't know the exact number. I need to go look at the CEO dashboard. But yeah, I know it's like, I'm definitely above industry standard 20%, but I couldn't tell you like if I'm at, like, I don't want to throw a false number
How
out
much?
there.
Okay, so how much are you paying in team?
But so I pay my team.
She's like, let me check.
Let's,
Pull up the CEO dashboard.
let's get the receipts. So with my last month, yes, the 17K is my income, and I'm paying a total of 3,400 in team expenses. Profit left over is 13,500.
That is insane. That is so freaking good, Maddie. As like freelancers and agency owners, labor costs are like the highest thing ever. And at least I know when I was at 18K months, I scaled there really quickly. I went to my bookkeeper at the end and I was like, okay, cool. How much can I pay myself this month? And she's like, no, you can't pay yourself anything this month. And I was like, what? How is that possible? I don't understand. The fact that you are earning 17 and keeping 13 plus is so next level. How long has it been since you graduated college?
I graduated in 2023 with my master's, actually. I have been a lifelong student until this journey.
But that's in under 2 years. You've built a multi six figure business and you are taking home a large chunk of income from going out on your own and taking a risk. And I just think that's so freaking beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Anything else that we didn't cover that you feel like somebody that might be thinking about joining or launching a business should know?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the expert right away or like even be the best. Like, don't compare yourself to what anyone else is doing. You just literally have to be delusional enough to tell yourself that you're going to do this and you're going to make it work and nothing is going to stop you. And just trust yourself that you know what you need to do and how you can show up for yourself every day to make that dream a reality. And mentorship is something that I would say was the change for me. And so also just knowing like sometimes you do have to invest in yourself to get where you need to go. And like you said earlier, betting on yourself is always going to be the best because you're in control of the outcome. I would just encourage everyone to.
I've absolutely loved having you today. If you guys have any questions for Maddie, please let us know. If you have any other questions about this episode, about Maddie's life, her style. If you want to follow along on her journey, you can follow us over at It's Lucky Girl Social on Instagram. And Maddie, what's your Instagram?
You can find my business Instagram at sustainably.social.co, or my personal is Madeline Greenhouse.
Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. And if you are listening, hopefully your big takeaway is like, dream bigger. You can make your dreams a reality.